Hello and welcome to another adventure of the Corbs episode. So today we are in the lovely sunny Pershore. So Millennium Way, why the Millennium Way? So Millennium Way is a 100-mile walk that was comprised by the Solihull 41 Club, I believe, and they made 44 circular walks that go all the way from Worcestershire through Warwickshire into Northamptonshire. As I was looking at walks in Warwickshire, I came across the Millennium Way quite a few times, so thought why not join on and see what Millennium Way brings. So the first walk we're going to do is Pershore to Besford. Yeah, come along with us. So we start off our walk today at Pershore Bridge. We cross over the road and we start walking along the River Avon. We then take a right back up onto the main road. We take a little short stop at the cemetery there. We then walk into Tiddesley Wood and then come out the other side, and then we walk across the farmers' fields and take the long way around to Besford. We stop there and have a little bit of respite and look at Besford Court and a bit of the history there. We then actually can't get across the field as the route says there, so we actually walk back onto Salters Lane, pick up the trail, and then we go along the edge of Tiddesley Wood this time, up onto the hill, overlooking Pershore, walk back into Pershore, we go into Abbey Park and have a look at the Pershore Abbey, walk back along the high street, back to the van. I'm just on the old bridge at the moment. Just going to show you a few of these sort of markings and stuff that are on this bridge, because they go back to the Civil War times, but I'll talk more about that in the narration. The bridge still bears scars from skirmishes during the Civil War. The most famous one is where King Charles was retreating to nearby Worcester from Oxford, where he'd ordered the bridge to actually be broken down and collapsed, but to halt the enemy after him. However, the bridge collapsed prematurely and killed 40 of his own men. It was repaired with stone from nearby Almley Castle. So just a quick word about the channel. So welcome if this is the first time that you're watching me. I try and do a walk each week. If this is your sort of thing, then please like, please subscribe. It all helps the channel. It's quite aggressive, wasn't it? Millennium Way. Onto the Death Road. So we should be following that, but we're just going to make a quick detour up to a church. It's a very ornate bench. So this is Pershore Cemetery. Very nice looking tower there. Beautiful trees. Squirrels for days up in them. Pigeons there up in the loft. The size of these doors. Jeez. There's no plaque or anything, is there, to say what it's all about? It's quite a new building, isn't it, I think?
Well, it's been restored.
Back onto the car park, and we'll be back onto the trail very shortly. So we have now just entered into Tiddesley Wood. So Tiddesley Wood is, some people would say, probably the heart of Pershore. And although Pershore is famous for many things, one of its most famous and world famous things is the Pershore plum. So it is actually in these woods right here. In 1827, a local man named George Crook, who actually ran the Butcher's Arms apparently in town, was walking right here, and what he found was a wild seedling that happened to be a Pershore yellow egg plum. And that actually brought Pershore into becoming the plum capital of the world. This is Bow Brook. Stop for a breather. You just see Tiddesley Wood there in the background. Just come out of there, heading towards Besford, which I think is actually that way. But we're just going a little bit further up. There's Breeden Hill just in the distance there, I don't know if you can see it. See this big old thing? It's a parsnip, or is it? There's a couple of turnips in there. They're not Pershore plums, are they? I see. Oh yeah, it's always one. Nice bridge, not too slippy. And then I think we walk across the field, apparently. It's quite difficult to find the path on here. A lot of the app and stuff says that you just cut across the field, but as you can see there is no proper defined path, but it is on the OS maps we have checked. That's a beast of a tree. Look at that. We got still on the Millennium Way. 2 signs just in case you don't know where you are. Well, that bridge is a bit moving a bit much for me, but still. It's a nice bit of a section over farmland here. It's not very clear where the path is, so you've had to sort of improvise a bit, but we're definitely still on the Millennium Way. Just heading for the gate in the corner over there. You can sort of see a faint path a little bit there, but probably not. Oh, some squirrels going through it. So just coming out onto Rebecca Road, and we are walking this way for a bit now, heading over towards Besford. Breeden Hill in the back there, looking beautiful. The Malverns over in that direction. So just approaching Besford now. A little bit of a break in Besford. So coming off that road there, and there's this nice little stile to come over, and we're walking towards Breeden Hill. On our left is Besford Court. It's a Grade 2 listed building. Apparently it's the last great Gothic English country house. Apparently it traces its roots all the way back to the 1500s. Apparently it was a timber framed Elizabethan building. In 1910, Major George Noble purchased the estate and commissioned the renowned arts and crafts architect Albert Randall Wowes to transform it. And then construction was halted in 1912 when Major Noble and his wife separated. So in 1917 it was actually sold to the Catholic Church and was converted into a facility for children with learning disabilities. It was known as an institution back then as the Besford Court Hospital and later Besford Court College. It focused on teaching high-grade mentally defective boys in the terminology of the time. In later years, the school's history became a subject of scrutiny. Apparently a 2004 ITV documentary titled The Besford Boys detailed allegations of harsh discipline and appalling treatment of pupils during the 1940s and 1950s, sadly. The school closed in 1996, and the modern era, it is luxury apartments currently. Sheep says, it's okay, I'm a vegetarian. So I don't know if we took a bit of a wrong turn in. The farmers just put the electric fence off, but we're now walking down Salters Lane just to pick up back up with the trail, just because there's no way to get to it else. Finally off the road in a minute, going back in towards Tiddesley Wood. Well, that's more like it, isn't it? Can actually see which way you're going here. Bowbrook again, just crossing that now, and now turning right to go back into Tiddesley. Ah, now I believe this is an orchard, and this is the plum orchard, I believe. There was me thinking it was the plums, and it's, I think, looking at that sign there, it's actually apples from Bulmers. So yeah, for the cider. Birds are having a field day by the sounds of it.
Got my steps in today.
Definitely. That's a lovely bit of pasture. Come out of the top, see top of the Abbey there, and beautiful Breeden Hill. Wonderful. That's a hell of a view, isn't it, of Breeden Hill there. Just see the top of the Abbey there in Pershore, and that'll be our last point of interest. So this is Pershore Abbey, which is known as the Great Survivor of England, and really it is lucky to be standing at all. So back in the 1100s, this place was absolutely massive. It was said to be bigger than Worcester Cathedral, absolutely packed with monks dripping with gold, but it seemed that everything was sort of against it. So first there was an earthquake in 1020, and then in the 1200s apparently the roof melted because somebody had left an oven on and the tower actually fell. And then thanks to Henry VIII in 1539, he basically decided that monasteries weren't the thing anymore and just started smashing them and tearing them down. And then basically the locals had to step in, and they actually raised £400, which is an astronomical amount of money back then, so that they could get it repaired. However, today it is absolutely beautiful, it is lopsided, and it is a king-defying masterpiece. Built by monks, it was smashed by kings, and it was actually saved by the town, and it just seemed that the building just didn't want to take no for an answer. So that's Pershore Abbey. Just walking back down now to the bridge where we started with the van. Just picking up on the Pershore High Street now. Just walking back down to the bridge. take it to the bridge. So as we're heading back now to the bridge, I'm gonna end the video here whilst we're still in Pershore. So thank you very, very much for watching. Hopefully you've gathered a little bit of the history of Pershore, about the plums, about the bridge in the Civil War, about the Abbey and Tinnersley Wood. If you enjoy this sort of thing, then please subscribe. And if you've enjoyed any aspect of this video at all, please drop us a like. Everything is much appreciated. Any comments or anything like that about where I should potentially go next, or if you've done any of the Millennium Way, and is there anywhere that you would recommend to walk? Okay, I'll catch you on the next one.